My obsessive brother keeps copying me, so I told him I got a girl pregnant. It started out like most sibling things, annoying, but harmless. When we were kids, Jake would mimic everything I did. I'd get a certain hairstyle, he'd copy it within days. I joined the basketball team. Suddenly he was trying out too. It was cute at first. Mom said it was because he looked up to me. "Be flattered, Marcus," she'd say. "You're his hero." But we're 24 and 22 now, adults, and it never stopped. Last year I got a job at Brenner Marketing. 2 weeks later, Jake applied there too. I couldn't believe it when my boss introduced him as our new junior associate. "Your brother has quite the resume," she said, completely unaware of the pattern. I confronted him in the break room that day. "Seriously, dude? The same company? It's a good opportunity," he shrugged, avoiding eye contact. "Plus, I get to carpool with you." I started dating Ellie from accounting. Within a month, Jake was asking her friend Mia out. We'd end up on the same double dates, him mimicking my mannerisms across the table. When I ordered whiskey neat, he'd order the same. When I put my arm around Ellie, he'd do the identical move with Mia. "Don't you think it's weird?" I asked Ellie one night after dinner. "It's a little strange," she admitted, "but maybe he's just trying to find himself." Some people take longer to develop their own identity, but it wasn't just big things. It was everything. I bought a blue Honda, he bought the same model in gray. I grew a beard, he grew one too. I mentioned starting therapy. Suddenly he was working through some things with a counselor in the same building. The breaking point came when I put a deposit down on an apartment. The next day, Jake proudly announced he'd found a place in the same complex, 1 floor below me. "Are you fucking kidding me?" I exploded over family dinner. Mom and Dad exchanged nervous glances. "Language," Mom said quietly. "No, this is insane. I can't have one thing that's just mine. Not one." Jake looked hurt. "I don't know what you're talking about." Dad cleared his throat. "Jake, you have to admit, you do tend to follow your brother's lead. We just have similar taste," Jake mumbled. That night, I hatched my plan. It was cruel, maybe, but I was desperate. The next day at work, I made sure Jake was within earshot when I took a private call. "Yeah, I need to talk to you about the test results." "Yes, positive." "I know, I'm freaking out too." "No, I haven't told her yet." Jake's head popped up from his cubicle like a prairie dog. For the next week, I dropped hints about taking responsibility and researched baby names on my lunch break. Jake grew increasingly anxious, asking roundabout questions. Finally, he cornered me in the parking lot. "Are you and Ellie having a baby?" "I don't want to talk about it," I said, feigning stress. 3 days later, Jake called a family meeting. His face was pale as he announced, "I need to tell you all something. Mia is pregnant." The room exploded in shocked questions. Mom started crying. Dad paced the room. "How could you be so irresponsible?" Dad shouted. I sat frozen, my plan backfiring spectacularly. Jake hadn't just copied my lie, he'd one-upped it by telling the family. Later, I found him alone on the porch. "Jake, Mia's not pregnant, is she?" His eyes widened. "How did you know?" "Because I made up my story. I needed to see if you'd copy that too." His face crumbled. "Why would you do that?" For the first time, I saw real pain in his eyes, not just mimicry of mine. "I need my own life," I said quietly, "and you need yours." We talked for hours that night, about his insecurities, about my resentment, about how he never felt good enough on his own. He moved to Portland last month. Different job, different apartment, different life. Yesterday he called to tell me he'd adopted a cat. I hate cats. It's a start.